Shalom Yasharallah. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachak Padash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, New York, who were well. And salutations to all the Akim pushing this word in truth and in sincerity with charity to the four corners of the earth. I'm the brother Rapaya from the GMS Chicago branch of Great Millstone. And so I get into a lesson, Lord willing, it's edifying for the elect. Fear Yahweh and He will hear thee. Alright? Because if you fear Yahweh, our Heavenly Father, right? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, right? And you do what He says we're supposed to do, you know. He set up Yahweh Shai to be that example, to go through what He went through for what? To bring that comforter, the Spirit. You see, and that's why you always got to have that fear, man. You got to have that fear in front of you always, because we know that, we went off, and you have to acknowledge that. You know what I'm saying? The fear of the Lord is the first step of being accepted of Him. That's the book of Sirach, right? But nonetheless, you want the Lord to hear your prayers, because the time's coming. There's going to be a time that's like never before, Jacob's trouble. So we need to prepare now, There's a balance to it all, you see. Some of us may have it good right now, but then the bad times are coming. And some of us may have bad times, and then some good will come. But nonetheless, it's always gonna happen like that, And right now we're suffering for Yahweh Shai's sake, We look like fools on the street when we preach. Our own household counts us crazy and are against us, right? They're our first foes to deal with. All right, but that's all to build us up, and put our trust in Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Okay? So fear the Lord. And consume this role, you see. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 10, verse 12. Then said he unto me, Fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that thou didst set thine heart to understand and to chasten thyself before the Most High, thy words were heard, and I am come for thy words, right? Because the Lord's going to hear us, man, especially if we chasten our spirit, chasten our soul, meaning that we don't eat or drink any food, from like sundown to sundown, all right? Why? Because now you're feeding the spirit, You're not feeding the flesh. And the Lord is going to deal with you because the Lord is a spirit, right? So the Heavenly Father is going to hear these words, man, and the Lord's going to come for them, You got to believe these things, and the Lord's going to give you signs throughout your journey, your life, so to speak, your walk. There's going to be situations because everything happens for a reason, and everything's a test, all right? So you're going to be put in situations to see what you're going to do, man. Are you going to call upon the Lord, or are you going to lean, to your fleshy heart, you're going to lean to your own understanding and do some carnal shit, But it's to build up your faith, you really. This is Isaiah chapter 41, verse 13 and 14. For I, Yahweh, thy power, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, Fear not, I will help thee. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel, I will help thee, saith Yahweh, and thy Redeemer, and thy Holy One of Israel. You see, it's only for Israel, man. That's why, the first thing a brother must do when he wakes up is you have to know who you are, all right? Because our people don't know who they are. Here it is, we're born into this captivity, and our parents, our forefathers, They didn't know who they were, because it's part of the curses in Deuteronomy 28 that we be called a byword and a proverb. So that's why we have different names now. You see, and so-called black people or African Americans or Latinos or Hispanics, right? Or even Chinese or Japanese or Arabic or East Indian, because our people have been scattered to the four corners of the earth, mixed in with the heathens. So a lot of our people, right, the Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israel, we're going to look like the other nations, man. All right? So you got to find out who you are. And once you realize who you are, that you're part of the 12 tribes of Israel, you're going to understand and see the Lord is only dealing with us, and specifically his prophets, all right, the elect, the 144,000 men of Israel, all right? Because we're the governing body of Israel, and we're going to judge the world, you know what I'm saying, with righteousness, you see? Excuse me. So, fear not, Why he calls us a worm? Because we can't do anything in these fleshly bodies. All right, Esau Edom's blessing is the sword, and it's his rulership right now, and we can't come up against him. No matter how many tanks or weapons of mass destruction even, we can't come up against Esau Edom. His blessing is literally the sword. You see? And our blessing is Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. All right? So pray unto the Lord. All right? Fear him and do his will. Do what you're supposed to be doing. All right? Now is not the time to be getting weak about anything. You need to understand that you're going to lose a lot of things here, And that means that could be your wife, your children, your family members, your best friends, people who you grew up with, people who you trust and love and know. More than likely, they're going to turn on you during that time. You see? That's why it's important to build yourself up for Jacob's trouble and put all your trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right? This is Isaiah 65 and verse 24. And it shall come to pass that before they call, I will answer. And while they are yet speaking, I will hear. And why is that? Because if you're a man of the Lord, Lord willing, I am, and my brothers and the apostles and others going on down, and those that teach the same doctrine that we teach, are part of the elect. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord is going to be with us. He's with us right now. He's with me right now. He hears me. You know what I'm saying? And that's the faith that I have, and that's the faith you brothers need to have as well. He's with us. No matter what neighborhood or what shit that's popping off around us or anyone coming up against us, just know that there is more of us than them, and there will always be more of us than them. All right? Because our power, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, is with us and is mighty and is of a strong hand and a long arm. He could stretch it out and save us at any moment. He could just think the thought, not even say the word, and it'll happen. All right? And he got us all the way to the very end, right? As long as we endure, as long as we harden ourselves and go through that tribulation, because it's going to get worse, Hakim. Right? So you got to build up your prayer game and take it very seriously. All right? So just know that before you even call, he hears you, man, and he's going to answer you. So this is 1 John 5, chapter 14. 1 John chapter 5, verse 14 and 15, Saki, okay? And this is the confidence that we have in him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he heareth us. Right? Because these churches out here, man, they're all about prosperity and all that shit. They're asking the Lord for a new Mercedes, a new Lexus, a Bentley, a house, a summer house, a winter house, all this shit. All this carnal, worldly shit, all right? And guess what? All this shit is going to pass. All this stuff is going to be burnt up, broken down to its elements, man, with that fiery heat. So when you ask, because the Lord knows what you need, He knows what you want. So when you ask, when you pray to the Lord, pray for things according to His will. Pray for more faith. Pray for a greater spirit in this truth. You see, all right. Pray, to endure to the end. Pray to have His words in your mouth, so that when you come out and teach, that it could be edifying. You can wake up the elect, feed the flock. You know what I'm saying? Ask things that are spiritual, that are going to last forever. Because all this stuff here is carnal, man. So don't be asking for worldly stuff. All right? Because listen, man, it's like this. The Lord is going to give you what you want. He's going to give you what you ask for. And you're going to receive it. That's for sure. Just know that any carnal shit is going to pass away. It's going to be burnt up. It's not going to last forever. So be wise in what you ask for. Choose life. You see? Because life through Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is forever, man. It's immortality. Alright? Verse 15, and if we know that He hear us, whatsoever we ask, we know that we will have the petitions that we desired of Him, right? The requests, right? That we ask. He's going to give it to us, man. Alright? So you got to believe that. You got to know it. And He's going to put you through little tests right now, just before Jacob's trouble, because we're about to enter Jacob's trouble. But He's going to give you these little tests, and you got to be spiritual to see it and recognize it. All right? And be thankful for it. You see? And this is Proverbs chapter 15, verse 29. Yahweh is far from the wicked, but He heareth the prayer of the righteous. Right? So be doing His will. All right? Keep the law, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability. Feed the flock. All right? Do what's commanded of you. Okay? Eat the roll continuously. All right? Because it's like an onion, man. There's layers and layers and layers of understanding. All right? So you can't just put it down and think you know it all because you read it once. You got to continue reading it. All right? Because this is going to fill you and give you life everlasting. This is Luke chapter 11, verse 9 and 10. And I say unto you, ask, and it shall be given. Ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. For everyone that asketh receiveth, and he that seeketh findeth, and to him that knocketh it shall be opened. Right. So you do all these things with faith, man, because without faith it's impossible to please Him. All right. So when you do ask, you better ask in faith. All right. This is 1 Thessalonians 5 and 17. Pray without ceasing. Right? So, a lot of us brothers here in Chicago, the GMS Chicago camp, we stopped wearing hats. And if we do, we don't wear it as much, because this scripture right here, pray without ceasing, man. You can't have your head covered and be praying, So, we be praying in our minds, in our heads, talking to the Lord, So we don't cover our heads anymore. A lot of us don't. Not that it's going off to wear a hat or anything, but you want to keep that connection. You always want to be talking to the Lord. I know I pray to the Lord in my mind when I'm at work, around these heathens, when I'm at the store, at the restaurant, or wherever I'm at, throughout the whole day, pray without ceasing. So, with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. Again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahushai, B'Hashem, Ruach double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, New York, who were well, and salutations to all the Akim pushing this word, truth, and in sincerity, with charity to the four corners of the earth, waking up the elect. Shalom, wa abad babal.